Good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Features presents Squared Circle Society. I am Daniel Shine, joined as always by the number one pro wrestling announcer of Chilean descent, Ozzy B, and just Todd Loya, because he does not have a title that cool. How goes it, gentlemen?
Okay, well,
I'm fucking fantastic.
you sound better than normal, Ozzy. Welcome to the new way of recording.
There we go.
That's great. Thank you for your feedback.
Oh,
Why didn't you tell me this before?
well, we already got feedback. That's why we're doing it this way.
All right.
Yeah.
We already.
Hopefully I sound good.
You still kind of don't sound as good as me or Ozzy.
Well, it's the cell phone, so it's close enough.
Cheap.
Hopefully.
I'd say cheap-ass Apple, but Ozzy's on one, too.
There you go. Isn't everybody?
Oh, wait.
Like everybody.
No, actually, Ozzy's on a headset also.
I'm on an Apple headset, though, so maybe that's what the thing is.
All right. I've just got headphones. They're not bad headphones, but I will be getting better headphones when Todd, which is why you don't get a title, sends me the fucking link to what I should be buying. So get on that, Todd.
I don't help the tech mentally disabled.
Hey, you helped me. Todd got me to sign up for the Tinder recently, so I am...
I told you, ask Ozzy, is Grindr not have more lesbians?
What the fuck?
I have gay friends, Todd. I know what Grindr is. You're not going to fool me.
What? Who's fooling you?
Yeah, if you know what Grindr is, you would know that he's not fooling you.
I thought that was just gay dudes, so this sounds like you're pulling shenanigans on me.
No.
I'm not entirely sure. I haven't done my app research.
He only looks for the dudes on there.
Fuck you, Todd. God damn it.
I was talking about Ozzy.
Oh, all right. Well, fuck you.
Hey, fuck you, Todd.
There we go. That's how we start off the show.
That's how we start
Hey,
off
you
the
guys.
show.
Did we say parental discretion?
We did not, and we don't have that.
Sorry.
Okay. All right.
But needless
you-
to say,
Hold on, you're pulling a Danielle Ozzy.
well, that's inside humor. I am not privy to that, but that's okay.
She told us not to curse, and 3 seconds later she's saying fuck on the microphone.
That's right.
She told me if only there was a camera on Ozzy's face, his reaction was the best.
Let's just say you're lucky you're hearing us now and not after the Saudi show, which we will get to. But, you know, we're going to be positive. We're going to kick things off with positive vibes, hopefully, at least on my end, and talk AEW first. Why not? I figured after this week, WWE doesn't get to dominate the whole show. So we are going to talk about the other pay-per-view that happened this week, and that is AEW Revolution. A lot happened. We'll kind of go over this, but first I got to ask, and Todd, I'm assuming this is what you were referring to, but we'll see. Well, Ozzy, first off, what did you think of AEW Revolution in general? Because I thought it was a great show. I had no complaints. No major.
He's switching sides.
Not yet.
I wouldn't say I had no complaints.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the show for the most part. I give it like a solid B. Like I'd give it like an 8 out of 10.
Okay. B+ player. That's cool. That's not bad.
I'll say it was pretty good. Pretty good.
I'm a little bit more enthusiastic. I would give it a B+. I really thought it was a really good show. I mean, long-term booking. I love the feud between Cody and MJF. I think it's something WWE should take notes on because, you know, most of their feuds right now are nowhere near the boiling point that's gotten to. And even the stuff that I don't usually, I'm still not an Orange Cassidy guy, but hey, he's over like hell. I mean, and even that I didn't hate as much as I used to. So things are moving along. Nyla Rose, I'm still kind of on, but not a bad match by any means. Yeah, I'm positive. I'm really positive. And I should say congrats to Colt Cabana. I know he's, I guess he's about CM Punk's age, so I'm hoping he finally gets a chance on a big stage to show what he can do. That was a great moment. That tag title match, that was fantastic. I mean, that's already one of the best in-ring matches I've seen in AEW. Were there any highlights for you guys?
So my big thing, and it sucks that, I don't want to put my negative, but it pissed me off so much that people are just able to poorly do a sharpshooter, and it could just be passed off, and it's whatever. I think it was Matt Jackson laid it on, and I know, you might be thinking you're criticizing a submission hold in a Young Bucks match, and I was like, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I fucking should. If it's for the tag titles and you want to apply a submission hold, do it right. I mean, otherwise, what's the point? Just, do some more jumping shit. And the finish really annoyed me in that I felt the perfect finish should have been where Hangman making the save from Kenny Omega getting the Indie Taker, right? putting Nick through the table after recovering himself from the same move, and then executing the buckshot V-trigger, which is an excellent finisher already. That should have been it, because the fact of the story was that you weren't sure if Hangman and Omega were on the same page and they had different entrances. The fact that Hangman came out to save Omega from taking that same move that they pushed so well as getting over is devastating. That should have been it. That's the end of the story. But then he kicked out for what? Just here's why, and I get why they did it, is because if you really look at it, Hangman took out the Young Bucks on his own to get the victory.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that, but as a one-off match, that's a good finish. But if you want to bow on the story in what this pay-per-view could potentially be as a WrestleMania, you should that would have been the perfect finish, considering what's been going on the past few months, and the promo they were pushing beforehand.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. The sharpshooter is a weird hold, and granted, I'm only.
What do you mean it's a weird hold?
It's weird. I said that came out wrong. It's weird how shitty it is when a lot of people do it. I don't know. It doesn't seem. Again, I'm not a worker, but it doesn't seem that difficult.
Here's what pisses me off, and just to go into a sidebar about the sharpshooter specifically, is that when you watch Brett wrestle, he constantly go after the leg before applying it, right? Yeah. Because when applied correctly, and you could in real life, the actual submission, and I hate to say that, but you know what I mean. But there's pressure on the knee there.
Yeah.
But when you do it incorrectly, there's no pressure on the knee. So when they're selling it, it's like, what are you selling? Like a Boston crab? Them just put a Boston crab on. It's weird when it's done incorrectly. And I saw it actually in a game back when I was in high school, WWF Attitude, for the PlayStation. They had a sharpshooter, and then they had a different type of sharpshooter, which is what what's his face did. And yeah, if I ever see that and I'm doing commentary, I'm gonna say, you know what? Well, we'll find out when that happens, if that happens.
You know who had quite often a very shitty sharpshooter was Sting. I don't know if you guys remember it. actually quite often.
First off, he had a Scorpion Deathlock.
Okay, Todd. Same thing, Todd. The knockoff version. It wasn't good. A good deal of the time.
But you do know that a lot of the time, I mean, every time The Rock did it, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
The Rock did it like that every single time. And what was even worse is that he said he did it in honor of Owen Hart. And to that point, I'm like, okay, so not only are you doing the move incorrectly, but you're doing something incorrectly in honor of, like, if you're going to do something in honor of somebody, I would think you'd want to do that, like, perfectly, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rocky. Sorry you're not 100% perfect.
I just had a flash of Ozzy as Chilean Martin Landau from Ready to Rumble. Sink that sharpshooter in, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh. But, yeah, no. Work on your sharpshooter, Young Bucks. Todd, what did you think? Because I really don't have any major complaints about this pay-per-view, and I usually do with AEW. There was nothing, not everything was gold, but there was nothing that I thought was shit. And, I've been critical of AEW.
Yeah, I don't want to steal what Pugs was going to say, or Pugs, what Ozzy, one of the other. My bad.
Yeah, that is your bad.
But he hasn't said it yet, so, like, I've said it for the last couple. It's a show full of mid-card matches.
I disagree, Todd.
No. Okay.
I mean,
What's
Cody and MJF could have closed if they wanted to.
But still a mid-card match.
I don't know. I don't agree with you. I mean, we had a big title change in the main.
Ozzy, what do you think?
I would not say that they were all mid-card matches, but rather there was enough, quote, star power quite yet to sustain an 8-match pay-per-view.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this in the main event, because this isn't... I mean, I know everybody loves Jon Moxley, but was it time for Jericho to drop the belt, and should it have been to Moxley?
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. I mean, it was to complete a rivalry and its potential that this event at the end of the day would be their quote biggest event all year. I mean, I think that's evidenced by the band that was playing at Cody's entrance. Usually the bands come out for the biggest shows, right?
Mm-hmm. Doesn't Jericho have another tour coming up? I'm not even just saying it to be a dick. I mean, doesn't he legitimately have another tour coming up?
Todd, you never just say anything.
I know that, and that's why I'm making sure you know this.
He does, and he needs a break. I mean, you can tell he's been hurting a little bit. I still, I mean, again, it's just your first two champions are WWE, big WWE names, where I was kind of hoping he'd hold out long enough to drop it to somebody else, but they're still kind of building that roster a little bit. But, I mean, again, Colt Cabana, Jeff Cobb, Lance Archer. There's some, positive.
Lance Archer. Every time he says it, I laugh.
Hey, look at what he did in New Japan, fucker.
He's still a fucking... It doesn't matter. To the average person, he's the fucking guy who had a guitar on Impact. And actually, to the average person, who's Lance Archer?
Well, I'm not saying he's a household name, but he's a...
Yes, the Dans are getting excited.
I was a big Dallas mark, goddammit. Come on, Todd. Positive, Todd. Positive.
So you want me to lie?
Well, I think he's a really good talent. They need to have a more diverse
Can we
roster.
sidebar for a second?
Absolutely.
Okay, so when you want somebody to be positive, do you not want them to be honest with you? And I'm not saying what just happened right now. I'm just saying in general. Somebody's like, hey, you got to stay positive, but you know the truth about something that's negative. Do you stay positive, or do you tell the truth?
When your wife asks you, do I look fat in these pants, do you tell the truth?
No, you say you look fat because you're fat.
God damn it.
And
Howard-
Todd's married.
Todd is married. Maybe
So,
there's
and I'm
something
not,
to
so I can't answer that question.
I'm not either. Maybe we got to be dicks, and we'll do a little.
Why did you come up with that question then?
I don't know. My head.
Surely you have another example.
He wanted to know what a woman would say. It's like, I need to know for the future.
Well, okay, going back to the original point, do you want Todd to remain positive, or do you want him to just lie? Or
All right.
be honest? No, you want honesty, right?
I'll take honesty, I guess. I know this show's going to get
You guess?
negative. We're going to get negative tonight. I was just
Whoever, chooses honesty as, an I guess. Honesty should be, a definitely kind of agreement. Not an I guess. I guess is not 100% confidence in that direction.
I guess.
But honesty is always a definite 100% direction. Unless you're in a fantasy world. So
Unless Dan asks if it's big enough for her.
no.
God damn it, Todd! You got a low blow. That was like an MJF low blow right there. God damn it! Fuck you, Todd.
I think I hit a little too close to home.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, you're making fun of Lance Archer. Then you're making fun of my dick. God damn. All right. Oh, I will no
Your
sell
little
that
Archer.
warrior. I will no sell that, sir.
It's okay. It's okay. He wasn't talking about you, Lance. He wasn't talking about you, Lance.
I hope he gets booked one day, Todd, and I'm just gonna go up and tell him what you were saying about him.
Oh,
On the
because
show.
I've never told a wrestler he sucks or has a tiny dick. Oh, wait, those are two separate things. I've told wrestlers they suck and have a tiny dick.
Patterson involved there somewhere, Todd.
No, thank you. Don't get excited. Hey, this is Squared Circle Society, not Flesh Wound Radio. Sorry.
I know. I totally sidetracked us. Ha
Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm trying to no sell it, but
It was better. I'll say this: it was better than the last couple. I was entertained enough, but it's not where it needs to be yet. I see people posting, "I've never been so excited for a pay-per-view ever," and I'm like,
Okay. So you know what it
okay.
sounds like? You know what it sounds like? It sounds like that you feel the banana needs to be a little bit more yellow. Well, you see the green banana and everybody eating the green banana, and you'd be like, everybody's saying the green banana is delicious, but I'm supposed to wait. It's not good yet.
Sure.
All right, never mind then. Moving on.
I did. I had fun. I mean, there's some talent now that are they main event talent to me? Not yet, but they could be. I mean, Darby Allin, I get him, I think, a little more than some of the other people they've been trying to push. The fact that I can say anything good about Orange Cassidy is probably improvement. So
I still don't like him.
I don't like him, but look, dude is crazy over. I thought it might have died out a little bit by now, but he's still crazy over. It is, it is what it is. But yeah. So, anyways, we'll end on a positive note. They do have some exciting new talent coming in. At least Jeff Cobb. You gotta love Jeff Cobb, Todd.
Yeah.
From your neck of the woods. So There you go.
I'm still mad we didn't get our Monster Mozzalan verse. Oh, God damn it. What was our shooter's name?
Excuse me?
What was our shooter's name? Casey Albright.
Yeah. No, hey, they're still building. It's all good. All right.
I look forward to, where they go. I'm not like totally.
Better than SmackDown? Will you give it that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
Todd, you got to give it that.
Yeah, but
I mean, at least this show made more sense than
well,
what happened.
I think this is where I'm gonna go a little different than you guys.
Oh.
So,
do we want to segue? Because I'm dying.
Well, we haven't even talked Raw yet. You just gonna or Blood Money.
Well, Blood Money, yeah. All right, yeah. Let's get right into Blood Money. Wow. Well, there's not a lot that I can say that's good. I guess I can say there were some decent matches by Blood Money standards early on. Carrillo and Angel Garza, my cruiserweights, put on a decent match. But wow.
His cruiserweights.
Yeah. Angel Garza is a big future star.
Nah.
I'm going to say it.
No, I was emphasizing how you emphasized your cruiserweights.
Because Todd hates them.
Hey!
I don't.
Well, yeah, that's true. Depends. You hate them all, Todd.
That's not true.
Yeah, I don't understand what adult diapers has to do with anything.
Huh? I'm confused.
There's a brand of adult diapers named Depends.
Yes, I've heard of those.
I'm wearing them right now.
I was going to say that. God damn it!
It's the only way I could do a show.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you wear those during commentary too?
I wear them all the time. Are you kidding me? See,
What?
You don't even know because I've been wearing them so long. It's like organic for me now. I go whenever I want. You guys are so fucking jealous.
Wouldn't you have to at like a WrestleMania? Like, when do you get to back?
At least now.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
that's not on the. Dan slipped a little bit because he didn't write that in our description. We have to talk about the possibility of there not being one.
we will. Oh, well, let's finish
yeah.
Blood Money. There's not a lot to say. I don't have a whole lot to say about any of the other matches, really. I mean, this.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say this one. Well, we knew Ricochet was going to lose. I think they should have given him a little bit of offense. I don't see what that did for either guy, but other than that, the main event. All right, because this is going to blow my mind. Todd, not being a Goldberg fan by any means.
Oh no, I wasn't even talking about this match, but I do have an opinion on it.
All right, well, let's get right into it. What the holy hell were they thinking? The way this went down. I mean, you can murder the Fiend, hit him with tools and, 20 curb stomps, and it's not enough to stop him. Yet one botched jackhammer puts him down.
But didn't he get right back up? So...
All right, here's my thing. He gets right back up. What did he do about it? Why didn't he rip Goldberg off the turnbuckles and beat the crap out of him? That means nothing. I don't... Some people were saying that, and I'm like, what are you smoking? He got beat. He got beat. Not only did he get beat, he basically got squashed. I mean, that was pretty close to a complete squash. I think he's probably back to where he was as Bray Wyatt when he was losing all those big matches.
Nope. I 100% disagree. You know why? Everyone is so upset about it. If Cena does not put him over at Mania, I agree. Here's my thing.
R.I.P., yeah.
No. All of the fucking Dans are getting all bent out of shape, but you don't know where this is going.
Oh, yeah, you think there's some big master plan. All right, here's my thing.
Well,
I
mean,
No,
I
I'm
just
s-
think of something that would make sense, but
I'm
I
saying
don't
we
want
don't.
a fantasy book.
I'm saying we don't know. That's like getting mad when someone, a belt changes hands. I don't know yet, so I'm not saying.
And Dan, I don't know. Did you see the tweet that Bray Wyatt put out to his butterfly? I believe.
Yeah, I saw that, but
Did you?
I think I saw it. I wasn't it just
What
some vague psychobabble or something?
For those that didn't see this tweet, the tweet read, "To my mockingbird, not a loss, but instead a sacrifice. He wasn't a chapter in my tale. I began with a mission, and now I'm where I was supposed to be. You'll see."
Well, I'm not.
I could
quite
dissect that right now if you want.
Dude,
dissecting. Yes, please.
Because he had challenged Cena at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
So ultimately, if you look at his loss against Goldberg and the fact that it happened, so he recovered from the jackhammer so quickly, but he still lost the match. Would you say it would be a? So you could maybe argue. I don't want to say that he let him win, but rather he didn't want. I just think there's more to this, I think him challenging Cena is trying to prove a point like that. He can take down the legends of yesteryear, and ultimately, maybe he just wants Roman to have the title because he wants to destroy Roman. I don't know. The fact that he pops up after taking the jackhammer but still loses the match, I mean, I think there's more there. I don't think that's it. I'm gonna bet. I remember what happened with Kofi Kingston last year, which is really sad. He wins a title and he loses it, and that's that. But I think there's actually there might be a long-term plan here.
It's been pointed out by many people online. Last year, Vince gave exactly what the fans wanted. They still shit on it. So fuck them this year. I can't even blame that.
Well, here's the thing for me. I mean, I will get into ways that they can maybe sort of salvage
No.
this. But
you mean my favorite fantasy booking?
Yeah, I'm going to do it anyways. But anyways, so
Great.
I am totally fine with the Mania card so far on paper. Why did Goldberg Roman have to be for the belt? It didn't have to. They could have said, number one, the way they set those matches up was so uninspired. But that match could have been the special attraction that Vince wanted it to be. The title was irrelevant. I mean, Goldberg probably should have never have wrestled The Fiend. They should have put him in there he could have squashed Corbin in Saudi Arabia.
Yes!
There you go.
Yeah!
No.
Perfect.
Yes!
Corbin wouldn't have been hurt by
I would have watched that. I would have watched the fucking event if that was advertised.
Yeah, why not? It's going to be...
No, you wouldn't have.
Yep. No, dude, fuck you. Yes, I would have watched the whole thing. I would have watched that one match. Dude, I don't have half a day I can dedicate to watching TV. I'm sorry. Because including the pre-show, it's half a day.
That's true. Mania's going to be the full day.
What WrestleMania?
Yeah, good point.
Well, you're jumping ahead in topics, but my whole
Oh my God! Could you imagine if WrestleMania 36 took place in WWE 2K20?
No, I'll tell you where it's going to be. We're finally going to get it. The greatest WrestleMania.
A no arena WrestleMania?
No, the greatest WrestleMania. They're just going to have it in Dubai.
Oh
Hey.
God!
They can't boo Roman.
That's been the plan all along.
Yep.
Saudi Arabia planted the coronavirus so that way they'd be the one country immune from it, so that way they could be the only country to host WrestleMania.
'Cause
that's exactly what happened.
You know no one from America's going to fly to Dubai. They were like, fuck that.
I will watch it on the network.
I'll get up at 9 a.m. for that shit. Oh, wait. It's WrestleMania? 6 a.m. pre-show starts.
Oh, God.
You have to see this Battle Royals. But, yeah, I just, logic out the window. I do not, it kill, and I don't know if it really matters, because what value does Fiend have going in against Cena? I mean, I do think he'll probably win, unless they've totally given up. But he has no value. He's not
he's still so fucking over. As long as they don't completely kill his push, doesn't matter. Wins and losses don't matter.
I disagree.
He's had one loss. So, oh my God. Oh no, they killed him. They squashed him. He's done. He's dead. Same shit I hear every time the internet darling loses a match.
Here's the difference, though.
Same shit.
Have they booked Cedric Alexander as an unstoppable supernatural monster? No. So the indie darling thing does. Number one, he's not an indie guy, but it doesn't make any sense. He's a supernatural.
He's an internet darling.
Yeah.
Internet. All right, fine. Internet darling.
Might as well just call him Dan Darling.
He got put down by a mid-50s guy who can't even pull off.
Who beat Brock fucking Lesnar.
Yeah, well, that wasn't a good idea either.
It doesn't matter. No, the little kid knows the guy who beat Brock Lesnar beat The Fiend too. That's okay. The only person who could beat...
they're trying to get across.
The only person who could beat Brock Lesnar was Goldberg. That's the only guy that could beat The Fiend. That's what it translates to. And that's why all the fucking marks don't get. It's not their product.
It's not made.
You cannot accept it. None of the Dans.
The Dans.
Yes.
God damn it. All right, well, let me ask you this, staying on the topic of The Fiend. I mean, they even make it worse on SmackDown. This blows my mind. All right, John Cena cuts a promo. Oh, I'm not going to take any spots away.
I got some for that, too.
Hold on, I'm not going to take any spots away from these young guys. It's like, oh, he just pointed at the sign. It's on now, bitch.
See, here's the problem. Horrible. Here is the thing. It's horrible because you knew that match was coming. If you didn't, you would have been like, oh, shit, Cena's going to wrestle. They were going for that Mark Henry moment.
Well, that didn't pull it off like Mark
because you knew the match was coming.
Well, Dan, here's what it is. Is what it looks like right now is that they're really more appealing to children. Because, children don't focus on the actual athleticism of matches as much as adults do. That's why AEW is able to, get whatever attention it can. Because that's emphasized more in that product. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all pasta. Some people like chicken Alfredo. Some people like vegetarian lasagna. I think that's fucking disgusting, though. Get the fuck out of here. But it's all fucking pasta.
You guys fucked it up last year, so why would they give a fuck what you guys say? You're going to hate it anyway.
I don't know. I'm still...
Because here's the thing, Dan. You guys don't buy their toys.
Yep.
You guys don't buy their clothing.
And that's what makes them money.
The people who complain about WWE are spending their money at indie shows because they're supporting local talent. But kids are the ones that buy the toys and those shirts because that's who they see on TV.
Yeah, but you're not going
to an indie fan.
TV.
Well, no,
for long.
It's the name. It's more story driven than it is like actual seeing them live. Just the idea of, oh shit, the one guy who beat Brock Lesnar beat The Fiend and is now champion, and now he's going to fight Roman Reigns. Oh man, that's crazy. To a 6-7-year-old, that's I'm sure pretty crazy.
All right. Well,
I mean, Todd, am I off base?
No, this is the exact same thing I said last year. I say all the time, but then everyone gets the fucking teabagged on the chin, and then they have to be told again this isn't their product.
Yeah, but I'm the positive one, and I've really enjoyed Raw lately, so I can't buy into the it's not my product thing. I mean,
It's
yeah,
not.
they-
You know, it is nice for you. You've been able to enjoy a children's product, but it's not aimed at you. That's a happy coincidence.
Raw's been good. I mean, and I don't know.
Okay, and that's
ever-
fine. But they're not going for let's make Dan happy. They're going for let's make these kids happy. Because
You're
Dan will just turn on
the
us in
same
like
way-
2
it's
weeks.
The same way. It's the same way that I like Sonic the Hedgehog so much. That wasn't a movie aimed for 30-year-olds,
I haven't seen it, so I can't.
but I enjoyed it.
But it's not. But he's not the He's not who they're going for, is what he's saying. But he
I'm
still
not the
was able
target
to.
audience.
He was still able to enjoy it.
Sure, because you were a kid when you were probably first into it. I get that.
Oh, kind of like you in wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
No!
I'm not saying
But
you
at
don't
the
have
same-
a point. I'm just saying
You can't accept it.
I can't accept it. There we go.
But that's the reality. So that's not WWE's fault. That's yours.
I'll still be my positive self when the show comes on.
And then we'll make fun of you.
That-
Then you're disappointed. 5 minutes later, they didn't give me what I want.
Fuck you, Todd.
It's a cycle. Do I have to go?
Dude,
Do I have to resend?
what I want dropped.
Do I have to go resend you the cycle? We go through it so much.
There should really be a flow chart. That'd be really funny.
Well, go.
Because it does happen in cycles. Like, fans get what they want, then they don't get what they want. And they get what they want, they don't get what they want. It happens in cycles.
Well, I will say one thing people have been complaining about that I don't give WWE shit for this.
Okay.
The Roman Reigns Goldberg setup. I mean, again, ideally they would have done something for him to win it, but it shouldn't have been the Chamber because there's nobody else that you could believe was going to win the Chamber right now. So I didn't really have a big issue with them just getting that out there. Again, I would have milked it, maybe have a Battle Royal on SmackDown or something, but nonetheless, cool. You could, I mean, Shayna's obviously winning one. You don't want to have two chambers where there's no suspense whatsoever. So,
Yeah,
I
I
was
agree.
cool with that. I was cool with that.
I agree.
But have Fiend lay Cena out or something. I still thought that was kind of goofy how that went about, but cool.
But again, I gave you the reason why I didn't hate that as much as everyone else. The problem isn't the way they did it. The problem is you knew that match was going to happen. Because people are so obsessed about finding out what's going to happen, they don't get a chance to enjoy what's going to happen.
Yeah,
So it could have been a moment, but the fact you knew it was going to happen and you didn't like the way they told you how it was going to happen, that's your fault for looking into how shit's going to happen.
Do you think that this was a long-term plan? Because I'll tell you what this was. Goldberg's interview spiked the ratings, and this was a last-minute change. I don't think they're planning anything right now.
I think
Goldberg spiked.
I don't think it was because of that. I think it was because they want to sell WrestleMania to Fox or ESPN Plus.
Yeah, which I'll have to ask you. We can get into that because we do have a very serious question surrounding WrestleMania. Number one, ESPN Plus, is that like an HBO service? Or
No, ESPN Plus, you pay $5 for it, and then there is an additional, example. ESPN Plus is $5, or you can bundle it with Hulu and Disney Plus. But then, here's where the part Dan's going to see red. For example, they had the UFC or the boxing, or was it UFC? One of the most recent fights. No, it was the boxing, and that you could order on their pay-per-view for $79.99.
So, am I able to just order this pay-per-view on DirecTV? I don't have to spend for it, but
not if they get exclusive rights. They're not going to want you to get it anywhere else.
it'll be. I don't know.
There's no way they can charge $80 for it, though.
I don't know how. it's hard to,
I want them to charge $80 for it now, just so Dan can have it.
I'm mad. I wish I had the
it.
live shot of Dan right now.
I'm going to get it, but I don't know if I'm going to do that beyond WrestleMania. How do you go back?
They're only talking about WrestleMania, Dan.
Okay, well, I heard the big four.
That was what I speculated. Because everyone was worried about all of the pay-per-views. I was like, it's probably only the big four. But they're looking to. It looks like for this year they're trying to find a WrestleMania Super Bowl type deal.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, it's all about.
So let me ask you this, Dan. Here's a serious question.
Go for it.
Would you rather pay? Let's just say it's half the price. Would you rather pay $40? Well, 45, I guess, with ESPN Plus. $45 to watch it on ESPN Plus, or get 100% free on Fox, which means you have commercials.
Oh, that is tough.
Okay. Well, you think of it, Ozzy. What do you think?
So it would be like total Super Bowl presentation.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, damn, I stumped both of you. All right, back to Ned.
Here's it. It's gonna, if that's the goal, it's gonna have to take a few years to get there.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
Like if they did that this year, I'd be like, oh man, this sucks. But if they after the show, if they can prove no, we could still have that same WrestleMania feel with the Super Bowl feel, then I'd be down, because it's essentially supposed to be the Super Bowl of wrestling, and the Super Bowl has commercials. So, but you never have a pay-per-view for the NFL. And if there was a pay-per-view for the NFL that was to be no commercials, how many people would buy it? How many people would be spoiled by it?
I don't know. That's a good point. I'm sure they're football fans. Well, even on the apps they have.
I feel about it. So you don't have an Apple. And ultimately, I think at the end of the day, I think I'd be, oh, fuck. I used to miss going to places like Nationals, though, and just watching the fucking thing with everybody, but you could still do it with the Super Bowl.
I would go for
I'd be fine watching it on Fox.
Because a lot of the suspense for me, again, it would take time. It might take years for people to get used to it, but a lot of the suspense in the matches would be hurt by the commercial breaks for me.
Dan. You're not thinking logically here.
For me.
About this. No, Dan, think about this. You pay a bunch of money for WrestleMania, and then you're still gonna have 4, 5, 6 hour long pay-per-views. It's on Fox. There's no way it's longer than 4 hours.
Here's the thing.
No way.
Dan doesn't even get. He's conditioned to watching commercials throughout every WWE event already. And I don't mean on Raw and SmackDown. I mean watching a WWE fucking pay-per-view. Half the goddamn thing is commercials already. Just WWE commercials.
It is already, yeah.
Yeah, you don't, though, want WrestleMania to become just like Raw and SmackDown. I think it would lose a lot.
But, see, I'm not saying, interrupt the matches. They're still loaded with commercials right now. They just have to lose their fucking 900 commercials they show anyway.
Yeah, well,
that's exactly right. Happened during WrestleMania. Commercials only happen in between matches, and if there's any advertisements happening during the match, it's not picture in picture. It would be like a banner similar to the soccer.
Yeah, I don't know.
They can put ads up in the stadium
because ultimately they're trying to increase revenue. Yeah,
absolutely.
Ultimately, they're trying to increase revenue. And they're trying to shift that cost to advertisers rather than the consumers. So is that something you're against?
I know it's just
yes.
So you would rather pay for it than have other people pay for it? Okay, all right, done.
That's just me.
We know it's just you.
A lot of people are going to bitch, dude. A lot.
Because that's all you guys do,
my
though.
My guarantees no more than 4 hours and make somebody else pay for it. But okay, well, you're bitching. I'll be happy to buy a video game with the $60 I would have had to spend to watch.
I'll tell you this: the 4 hour thing. I think you're absolutely right. It's not going to be some 8 hour thing on Fox, but I think you're still going to get. Maybe they'll put the undercard stuff on
the network.
The network for sure, because Supposedly they're saying like 16
Yeah?
matches again. So I don't. Yeah, I think half of it'll have to be on the network. So
Mania is an actual disorder that's like a psychotic. It's like a psychotic disorder. Is when you have mania, it's some sort of mental disorder. And 60 matches again will create a mental disorder for me, at least. So, full disclosure.
Well, we know we don't have to worry about the commercial break for Goldberg Roman, so you'll get to see all of that, I think, no matter what. So, I think we're all good.
Unfortunately.
Well, on the Mania subject, because this is very interesting, coronavirus.
Wait. Did you say very interesting?
Very interesting. Intriguing.
He finds that very interesting.
Oh, Jesus.
That's when we have the Jesse Ventura drop.
There you go.
You have to do your own drops now.
Got to do the whole
Aww.
Jesse sometime.
Primo!
You son of a bitch.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Okay, all right, I get it. Moving on.
See,
He's got to induct them. I want to see the live reaction video to their Hall of Fame speech, since we've been doing those lately. But coronavirus, it's already taken out Wrestle Kingdom. Is there any shot? Again, I do think there's a lot of fear-mongering going on, but maybe rightfully so. Is there any chance that WrestleMania is delayed or just doesn't happen for a while?
Yeah. I think there's a strong chance.
I mean, I know we're getting into a non-wrestling thing here somewhat, but...
No, it affects WrestleMania very greatly, or could. So...
Uh-oh, Todd just said it.
What?
It affects WrestleMania greatly, so that can only mean that we get the greatest WrestleMania live from Dubai.
I think it's time for the greatest Hellbound.
I hope...
and it'll be in like June, so it doesn't make any sense.
Well, I hope Candy Girl has her burqa ready.
They're gonna make Tyrex cover up too. T-Rex.
Oh! I hope he kicks your ass. Oh, Todd talking. Hey. Good God. Oh, I'm fucking telling.
Like a little child, I'm telling.
He's telling. Watch out, Todd.
I know.
But I guess...
You better hope you don't get put in timeout.
I guess the question is
Focus, Dan.
do you guys think that this is going to be another H1N1 or Ebola where it's not as bad as people thought it was going to be and it's just going to go on like normal and that'll be that? Or do you really think it's time to panic?
I don't know. I'm kind of like...
I'm more on the panic side. I'll tell you why. I'm more on the panic side. Is scientists from the CDC say that, or
Did we lose you, Ozzy? Oh shit!
Wow.
No, of course I'm being cut out now.
Okay.
Okay. He's there.
Oh, okay.
I'm here.
Yeah.
One of the directors before your sim. Am I still here?
Yeah,
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
right
Okay,
when you were
good.
about
I was
to
freaking out for a
answer that.
second because I think. Yeah. Okay, so check this out.
What are we...
Damn it, I had it and I lost it.
All right.
I think I was just Men in Black.
We lost you at CDC.
Oh yeah,
That's what was
this
scaring
guy.
you.
80% of the people. So 80% of the people who contract
Wait,
this
question.
virus.
Is this a Caesar fact?
No, it's not. It's actual CDC director. 80% of the people who will get this virus will shed before they're symptomatic,
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
as a standard with the flu. So you actually will have the flu before you're symptomatic,
Okay.
and 80% of the time you spread the flu before you have symptoms.
Got it.
So that's why they just say wash your hands, well, all the time, and try not to touch your face. Try to stay hygienically clean.
Yeah.
So that way, in case you do have it, you're not spreading it around. So what that means is society's fate is in the hands of society, right? And I don't trust that there's enough smart people in society to maintain this level of hygiene.
You saying everyone has face lumps?
I'm not saying everybody has face lumps. I'm just saying that there's places.
I'm
not just saying. I'm saying there's people in places that just don't give a fuck no matter what anybody says.
Oh, you're right.
These are the people that will get it, and these are the people that will spread it. And they're going to think praying to God is going to cure it. That's what made me most concerned about the vice president being in charge of this thing. Is he's just going to say, "Oh, we just have to pray. It's a new plague," or get the fuck out of here.
We'll see what that does.
I think that's the one thing that sets it apart from things like the original SARS back in 2002, or the MERS that even happened afterward. Those which are different strains of the actual coronavirus. Because this one is actually called COVID-19 or whatever. They're just labeling it the coronavirus because it's obviously easier. Which, by the way, sales for Corona beer are down as well. Could you imagine the CEO, when he got the word, hey, so they found this new virus, and you're not going to like the name of it. Why the fuck would they call it that? Watch in the future, CEO of Modelo send his son back in time to hinder Corona sales. You know what else is suffering? Lime sales.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Limes are down in demand.
I don't know what it's like.
That's what I don't... Hold on, pause. This is what I don't get about Corona. They taste like shit, so you have to put lime in it. Then just drink a good beer.
To some people, there's no such thing.
Well, I don't know what it's like in California. I'd imagine worse since weren't there some of the cases in San Francisco or something? I haven't... But my Walmart, Germex is disappearing. Gloves are disappearing. There's ridiculous price gouging for masks right now everywhere. So it definitely seems like it could turn into a big panic.
You know what there isn't a price gouge on? Bandanas.
Not yet, anyway.
I'm just going to start it now. I mean, I really can't go to the liquor store wearing one or anything, but I'm starting it now.
Yeah, it's going to be... I mean, shit, I'm scared enough.
Hold on.
Looking up,
Do you think a black dude can wear one of those goddamn sick masks to a goddamn anywhere? Or brown dude, too, depending on how brown. You know what? It sucks. It sucks for Caesar because the mask won't fit fleshly on his face.
Oh,
God, you're taking subtle shots. Now you're just throwing the name out there.
Fuck them all.
Well, I don't know. I mean, certainly if they have to cancel, it's going to be understandable because, yeah, scary shit. Not the best people, I think, fighting it. So, I don't know. I guess just hope for the best. The only thing I was told that comforts me a little bit is it's not like a death sentence if you get it.
That's what I was going to ask. I haven't really been keeping up with it other than I know it's out there.
Well, the regular flu kills a lot of people. So, it's one of those things. This is worse, but I was just
I think you're understating it.
Well,
so,
no.
granted, okay, so the flu kills,
old people.
but in terms of percentages of the United States population, the flu kills, I think, 1/10 of 1% or something like that, right? Of the people who get it, right?
Yeah,
of the people who get the flu,
2%
right?
for this, right?
3%
for this?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that's still 3% you're going to die. That's still really, really bad.
No, but I mean, what I mean is that it's not fair to compare it to the flu in that context because it is the difference is so vast. Even though 3% sounds small, the fact that like it's almost like saying, oh, people die from the cold, even though they don't. It would be like it's the same kind. It doesn't. I don't think give it the right weight, so to speak.
Yeah. No, it's freaky. I don't know when we're going to kind of, like, really the shit's going to start to hit the fan, but, yeah. I mean, hell, this thing, they said, could go and come back, so.
My dream would be we should have, like, 2 weeks of quarantine where just everybody stays home and nobody has to go to work, and I could just stay home and play video games for 2 weeks. And then everybody comes out fine.
You might get your wish. You might get your wish.
See, you know what's going to piss me off, though? Is that obviously, like, you know, there's, like, you know, saying that preparation should be made, that people should start finding ways to telecommute, like, in case they need to stay at home, right?
Yeah. Not everyone's going to let you do that yet.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
But I can't wait till that happens. Man, my Madden is going to be so lit.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It just depends. I mean, people still have to go to work, so.
And that's what concerns me, is that you have people that still want to go to work even when they're sick.
Well, no one wants to waste their sick days when they're well.
Exactly. Well.
Once this hits,
I meant when they're sick. Sorry.
Yes.
People aren't
you knew what I
going to
meant.
be going
Yes.
out to eat. You know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, that's going to take the biggest hit. You're not gonna
No one told
go-
us.
Nah.
But anyways, I know we're away from wrestling, but, you know, it does fit. So we're just about out of time, but I did want to bring this up. Did you guys see Sandman's incident, kind of pulling a Scott Hall?
No, but why don't you fill us in? I meant to look, but it's been a crazy day.
Well, he was the main event for an indie show, match that was supposed to go 12 to 15 minutes, and it ended in under 3 because he was shit-faced.
Well,
then he gets on the mic
wait,
and goes...
How long was it supposed to go?
12 to 15. It was a
What?
multi-person match.
I was going to say, what dumbass books a Sandman match for that fucking long?
No, it was not no, it wasn't a singles. But basically just completely messed up, and it ended, and then he got on the mic, and he was trying to book, like, other matches. It's pretty amusing. Shannon Moore was in the match, so you can kind of see him not too pleased that Sandman was trying to book another match. We've had a lot of issues with him lately, from telling off the women's wrestlers that they don't belong in the main event. Jordan Grace, I believe.
Sometimes you got to speak facts.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
I'm telling.
You're
God
gonna
damn, Todd.
telling.
I know. I have to keep my opinions to myself.
Now you're gonna have Pyrex and Candy Girl, and
Who?
everybody's gonna be kicking your ass.
No,
Todd.
I'm sorry, Dan. Who did you say?
Silhouette.
No, he said somebody else.
Candy Girl,
No, before that.
Pyrex.
Who?
He doesn't
I
get
don't
it.
know. I don't know what's going on.
It's Tear, not Ty. Because when you say Ty, it's like Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh,
Well, he
Unless
looks
that's
like a
supposed to be-
big-ass dinosaur.
Yeah, but do you really want to be like somebody that has small arms and probably couldn't jerk off?
I've never looked how long his arms were.
that would suck. We'll be
Yeah,
doing
but-
a lot of jerking off in our man caves while Corona runs its course. So that would suck. Yeah. Damn, Todd, you're a dick tonight. But I'm just gonna say, some of those people are in California. They can kick your ass. So it is. what it
Can
is.
does not mean will.
Yeah, I'll make it happen. Don't worry. So
And then he'll counter by offering $20 to shit in your hat.
hey, a lot of talk, no action last time I was there. So
Yeah, you're lucky I was dealing with other shit because someone no-showed.
Sure.
So, all right. Well, I think that's all we have for you today, unless I missed something. We'll be back in a couple weeks, probably with some, I believe, Elimination Chamber coverage. I think that's coming up soon. And, tune into Flesh Wound Radio this coming week. 2 shows, once again, on Wednesday and Thursday. So check that out. We will also have probably some announcements then. We hope you're enjoying the new format and the higher quality that we're still building up. And FleshWoundFeatures.com. Check out the Flesh Wound Day on eBay. Got some cool stuff up there. No masks, though, but it is what it is. Gentlemen,
Ozzy,
anything to plug?
Well,
Yeah, Todd, you want to plug the crack you're sniffing?
no, I want to plug the fact that Flesh Wound Radio will return with 2 new episodes this week.
That's what I just
Dan
said.
already said that.
God
While you were
damn.
sniffing your cocaine, while you were
God
sniffing your
damn.
cocaine, Dan already said that.
I mix it in my chocolate shake so I can just drink my cocaine.
No, then what were you sniffing just now?
He's got Corona already.
Ah, shit.
There you go.
That was more like Barney.
Better?
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Oh, man.
On that note, okay.
Yeah, seriously, Jesus.
Say goodnight, Ozzy.
Good night, Ozzy.